All right, round 2. We won the die roll. Play first. Yes, this is a keep. So the question is, do I hold off on the implement until I can play the cavalry? Well, that would still require 6 mana, so I'm going to guess no. Aha. I see. All right, Eagle. The Eagle has landed. Now, I don't think you can even sack implement unless you have a creature, which is a problem. I mean, I guess you can do it on an opponent's creature if you must, but that's not the best. All right, so our hand is going to require either another land or something 3 mana or less. That's not Caught in the Brights. Ah, look at that value. So, pretty excellent value from our opponent there. We're hunting for a land pretty hard. Okay, so we'll take the map. We're going to take 3 damage, but that's all right. Okay, Herder. All right, so we got the 4th land, which is great. It means we're going to be able to play the cavalry off the map next turn. So we play the Outrider here, and we'll make it a 4/4. This at least requires our opponent to deal with it. All right, Trumpeter, no big deal there. No attacks, so that's good news. Let's do this. All right, so we sack the map, get a green mana, play it, play a cavalry, and pass. So next turn, if we draw land, we can go implement on cavalry plus eagle. We can go eagle if we don't draw land. We've got some options here. Malfunction, okay. So that does deal with our dude. So decommission will help with that. We also have the 2-drop dude that bounces. So both of those are totally legitimate options. We can play the eagle now. We can also go, yeah, it's actually pretty good. We can go Caught in the Brights on a Herder plus a Dragster. And then next turn we can play the Eagle, activating the Dragster. Yeah, that's pretty good. We have to take at least 5 damage on the backswing because I don't think our opponent's going to block. But I think that's pretty reasonable. So let's go Caught in the Brights on the Herder. We're going to swing for 4 here. And then we're going to play the Dragster. Because I don't think my opponent wants to block. And then we'll play the Dragster. So this is kind of setting up for a big eagle turn next turn. It does, we did trade 4 for 5, but okay. So now they've kind of, unfortunately, got us pretty good. And a Bandar. So, all right. So they got us pretty good here, sadly. Let's see if we can do something. Foundry Inspector plus another Caught in the Brights. I guess that's what we're going to have to do. And we'll do it on the Trumpeter because the Trumpeter's just going to keep growing. And we can keep back the Dragster for blocking. So I guess we'd rather block with the Inspector. This is debatable, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, and they have their own Dragster. And another Unbridled Growth. So they can't actually... No, they can crew it because Caught in the Brights. Actually, yeah, they can. But it's actually not a big deal. So it doesn't matter if they can crew it. We're exiling both of their guys. So let's play the Eagle. Then in response to the trigger, we activate the Dragster. Swing for 5 Vigilance. I don't want to put the Implement on the Dragster because I'm likely just going to lose it next turn anyway. Question is, no, I think we're going to hold off on the Implement in case I draw another Cavalry. Well, the Chief gets to make the Dragster bigger too. I do want to draw my 2 cards, but let's see if we're going to be able to. I guess I'm going to be able to draw off the Implement as well. Alright, so they have a 6/6 Cavalry. But they're not swinging with their Dragster. Okay. Fair enough. So let's untap here. Draw. Okay, so we play the Chief. So we can get the Dragster. Online while still being able to attack with the Eagle. And then I guess we have to implement the Dragster now. There's a difference between +1/+1 counters and velocity counters. Oh, mechanics, fantastic. Can't play the Herbalist and the Mechanic, but that's all right. So let's swing with these two. Okay. So we get to draw 2 more. Well, that's cool. So now we can go Herbalist Mechanic. And bounce our Cavalry. Or we could actually bounce the Eagle, huh? Because our opponent's at 8. No, I guess we're gonna bounce the Cavalry. All right. So basically, the Dragster plus the Implement ended up drawing me 3 cards and getting rid of a Scrounging Bandar. Not that that's fantastic, but I think it's certainly good enough. All right, gonna have to take some trample here. Okay. Edge Crafter. With some servos. Got it. Untap. So we have 7 mana, which means we can play Express plus Artisan, which does seem pretty good. So we can attack with the Eagle. The Edge Crafter is going to be able to get in. Unless I play this as a 3/3, which does negate some of the value of Chief the Foundry, unfortunately. Well, we can afford to take 3. The question is, are we going to be able to block the 6 from this? And I guess if we put a couple bodies, we should be able to. Plus still be able to block the Dragster. And we'll have Express, actually, to block the Edgecrafter. So, yeah, we're fine. Let's attack with our Eagle. And then we go Artisan plus Express. Artisan, Fabricate token. Because it's a 2/2, and then Express. Okay. And Express is a 5/5. Okay. Still can beat that. It is quite good, though. 5 blockers. Let me think about this. I'm trying to think if I have lethal. If I play the cavalry, activate the express, swing with everything, they can't block the eagle, so they take 3 in the air, they go to 2, and then I have 6 attackers to their 5 blockers. That does seem like it's lethal. Ridgescale Tusker's so strong. So opponent is attacking with, okay, these two? All right. So first things first, we activate the express so we can block the Edgecrafter. And then we basically need to keep enough attackers where we can, okay. Thankfully, they didn't make it too difficult. My thinking was we were just going to throw a 2/2 in front of the cavalry and then block the Edgecrafter, which leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures plus the express, right? Although, and then, well, you get what we were going to do. We were going to play the cavalry, activate this, and be able to kill them next turn. So it worked out. We definitely are bringing in Decommission. We've already seen Malfunction, Ice Over, Daredevil Dragster. So the goods are there. We just need to deal with them. What did we bring out last time? I believe an Unbridled Growth, which I guess I'm willing to do again. As much as I love having all of these Revolt enablers, there's sometimes where you just need an actual removal spell. So we'll do that. The Skygate stops. If I'd realized my opponent last match had 3 Hinterland Drakes, I probably would have brought in Skygate, but I thought they only had like 1 or 2, I guess. Anything else? Shrewd Negotiation would let us take their fatty, but yeah, that actually isn't terrible. Taking their Lifecraft Cavalry is pretty good, but if we can't bring out an Unbridled Growth, I think, if we're going to do that. And we'd have to bring in an island, which at that point is probably not even worth it. So let's just bring in the Decommission. I think that's all we need. We could do Solvent for fatties, but I don't love it, especially running a 16-land deck. Getting to 7 is a little bit more difficult. Getting to 6 is pretty realistic and easy, I think, but 7 is a little bit more work. Automaton definitely gets better. Multiple enchantments, just bounce. But we already have the Mechanic, which is probably better because you don't have to pay 5 mana. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good here. We're going to keep this hand on the draw. I'm not in love with it, but turn 3 Dragster, potentially, I'm assuming we're going to find a 3-drop creature, 3/2 drop creature over the next couple turns, which I don't think is a horribly unsafe assumption, especially on the draw. And Dragster can do a lot. There you go. Renegade map. Very nice. So we can deck thin a little bit if we need to, although I might just save it for a Revolt trigger. It's not worth deck thinning when we've got the Revolt that we do. Okay, Trumpeter. Alright, it is definitely possible to lose if we continue to draw lands. Okay. Well, if they're going to play something, at least it's something that's not a big threat, but the Trumpeter is going to grow, so we need to draw some gas here. All right. Like I said, there's one way to lose when your opponent mulls to 5. There's one way. All right, so we'll play the Outrider. And we are going to swing. My opponent could have ice over, I guess, but we still get to draw 4 cards off Rishkar's expertise then, which is going to be great anyway. And they could have just as easily had Malfunction, which would have stopped our Outrider as a blocker anyway. Okay. So, hopefully draw some gasoline off this Rishkar's expertise. It's kind of what we're hoping for here. So now we got to leave the Outrider back, but we get to play expertise and draw 4, which is pretty strong. Okay, so we can play the... Well, what do we want to play? Because next turn we can crack the map and get all sorts of goodies. So I guess... Does that mean we just want the Untethered Express? I guess. I really do hate to see Dispersal Technician do something, since I think the card's pretty bad. But not having a decommissioned target here is kind of a bummer too. Alright, let's play the Express, I guess. We can also, I guess, defensively use Decommission to gain 3 life in a pinch. That is something. Alright, no attacks is good news. So let's start getting some more value. Lifecraft Cavalry, that's what we're looking for. Alright, so let's just... We've got way more cards in hand than our opponent, so we're going to play it safe here. We're going to crack the map, deck thin, play a land, play a cavalry, play an implement, and pass. Alright, no plays, no attacks. Very good. Very good. Okay. So we can attack with the cavalry here. Guess we implement it. Yeah, Because otherwise they just block with Trumpeter and Technician, I think, so. That's good. I forgot we had that card in our deck, to be honest. And then we get to play Elite and draw. Ooh, the value continues, huh? Alright, so we'll play Herbalist. Because now we want to attack with Express too, I think. Could play the Dragster, but I think we'll just play the Bandar. And then we'll activate the Express. And we'll swing with Express and Cavalry. Taking in, okay. So now we'll pass. All right. Well, thankfully beat the Mulda 5. It's closer than I think I expected it to be, but we did eventually get there, so very good. All right, we'll see you in the finals.